Business owners, ministry leaders, and even my entrepreneurs, I need to ask you a question. Do you find it difficult to really plan your social media content in advance so that it can save you time? Well, stick around because you're getting ready to get part 2 of 5 time-saving social media content creation tips, part 2. What's happening, everybody? Glenn P. Brooks Jr. here. Super excited, guys. I'm excited. We are 31 episodes in on bootstrapping business and ministry, and it's been my effort really to help people who really are trying to grow their ministry, grow their business, grow their entrepreneur ventures and ideas in a way that helps them to really add a ridiculous amount of value to people. And so on today's episode, we're going to pick up where we left off last week. I took you into a MAPS Masterclasses intensive where every Wednesday we get a group of those people together and we do a lunch and learn. It's called We All Need Some Help Wednesday, Lunch and Learn. It's exclusively for the MAPS Masterclass. I'm giving it to you guys here on YouTube because there was a principle that we talked about relative to saving time that I really need you to get. So stay tuned, take a look at this, and at the end, we're going to come back and tell you how you can get connected to us.
Number 2, I want you guys to set one day a week aside to do nothing but think about content development. Find one day, and it doesn't have to be all day, but one day that's dedicated to doing nothing but thinking about content development. For me, it's Sundays, and I'm thinking about content for the week. Sometimes it's Monday mornings, depending on how my week goes. And I'm thinking about where I'm going for the week. And I want you to think about that. When you do that, I want you to ask yourself the question, how often am I going to post? It's going to be every day, 5 times a week, whatever it is. Create pieces of content for as many times as you're going to post, even if you don't use them. I want you to think about Monday. I want you to think about Wednesday. The reason why the reason why this Lunch and Learn is called We All Need Some Help Wednesday is because it originated as a live that I used to do on Facebook called We All Need Some Help Wednesday. Well, the truth of the matter is I was branding the hashtag We All Need Some Help. I could have called it anything. I called it that to brand that hashtag. Now, as a result, if you go and you Google the hashtag We All Need Some Help, I guarantee you 9 of the 10 things that you will see will be me. That was done on purpose, and it was done over time. So when Keith comes and he says we can fix this, this is becoming synonymous with a crisis counselor. Y'all, that's dope. Think about that. We can fix this. It's a terminology that can be interchangeable with a lot of things, but it's also directly associated to his brand as a crisis counselor. For crying out loud, we can fix this. We can do something about this. It's very similar to the effect that We All Need Some Help will have on his brand. And if he sticks with that, it's going to make a difference. Then once you do that, guys, I want you to be committed to actually posting as often as you say you're going to do. This is where Sharia is going to come in. I need you guys to get very familiar with scheduling platforms. Number 4, get familiar with a scheduling platform. So that on Sunday, when you sit down and you brainstorm, what are you going to talk about for the rest of the week? You're going to talk about something educational, something entertaining, something inspirational. And so on Monday, I'm going to post something educational because people want to learn first thing in the week. On Wednesday, I'm going to post something inspirational because they need to be inspired. This is hump day. They got to get over the rest of the week. And on Friday, I may post something entertaining because it's Friday. And don't nobody want to think on Friday. So if you use that thing, what content can you put out? Are there some funny things that happen with builders who are designing stuff that your target audience would get, CJ? So when you post a joke about only builders get that joke, or only people who create the way you do, 3D graphic artists, whatever, they get that. Brother, you will have a ton of people starting to engage that content, which is great. So I want you to think about that. And then the last thing is, and we're going to talk about this, it's picking what kind of platform, on that one part on the platform, you're going to have to pick, are you going to schedule it on Facebook? Are you going to use Hootsuite? Are you going to use Buffer? Are you going to use BeLive? When I do my lives, that you guys generally see me do on Tell Me Something Good Tuesday. I did one yesterday with Art Mitch, one of the guys in the masterclass. I'll get that to you, Keith. Is that I need you guys to understand I use BeLive for a very specific purpose. One, it will allow me to schedule my lives. Two, it works well with Facebook. Three, it's super duper inexpensive. Four, that bad boy makes you look pretty good because it allows you to drop in your logos, your lower thirds. You can pull it. All that stuff is pre-programmable. And if I can do it, I promise you, anybody can do it. You can make the colors that are associated with your brand. I saw where Linda Lee was saying that she found her colors or whatever. So once you get your hex and your number for your colors and you know what your brand is, you can plug that right into BeLive and it will pop up your color, not just some random color, the one that is on brand for you. And so you can you can put your logo up there and then it has all kinds of different features. If you want to bring in a guest, one of the easiest, most inexpensive ways to bring in a guest without a problem. And I'm telling you, for $15 a month or $19 a month or whatever it costs, it's worth its weight in gold to me because I'm going to generate much more money on that. I'm going to back up. When number 3, Keith, was if you plan to post every day, then you'll need to create. That's where I was talking about creating a piece of content for each day. Okay, so if it's 5 days, 3 days, or whatever, always create the amount of content that you have planned for the posting that week. And then the last thing I want to say is I want you guys to always engage your posts with a live comment. Do not just schedule a post. Whenever you use a scheduler like Buffer or Hootsuite or even Facebook or even BeLive, whatever it is, make sure that you take time out of your schedule. I would say, Kothia, go back 2 to 3 hours after you post it, because I have found that that's the sweet spot for the algorithm to re-energize something, and not necessarily right away. You're going to let it kind of almost die out. You want to give it new life. So now I go back and I comment. I am doing a little bit more sometimes than just giving an emoji. I may engage the person. Many of you guys will hear me, show me. I will say, glad you were able to catch the replay. # we all need some help. I do that on purpose so that I can get what did you get out of this? How did it help you? Especially if the person gave a long, glowing, oh my God, this was dope information. Da, da, da. I am so glad you enjoyed that. What helped you the most? I'm really curious. Now you're doing that on your lunch hour. You're doing that while you're in between clients. And you're just engaging that process. By the time you get home in the evening, if it was a noonday post, I promise you're going to have another litany of people. It's just going to be engaging your content over and over and over again. And that's how you recycle your content through the algorithm. Does that make sense, guys? And so I wanted you guys to understand that today I wanted to make some room to be able to talk a little bit about how we are able to move so fast. And I kind of gave you guys sort of the long version of the back end of that. My goal was to get out of my head my thought process so that you guys can understand how I think. Does that make sense? That's why I gave you all that information. So hopefully you'll go back and you'll listen to the replay. I need you to know my approach to it.
Well, guys, I hope that really helped you. This wraps up a 2-part series that we're talking about time-saving social media content creation tips. That's a mouthful, but here's what I know. Anytime you can save time, particularly when it comes to producing content that allows you to be consistent, you win. So here's what I want you to know. If you want to get connected to anything that we're doing in the MAPS Masterclass, Q4 is open for registration. I want you to click in the links in the descriptions below right now. If you want to schedule a discovery session with me, if you want to find out more about who we are, what we do, why we do it, and who we do it for, all of that information is available to you. Also, do me a favor, stick around, because next week we're going to come back with something dope again right here on Bootstrapping Business and Ministry. At the end of the day, here's what I know to be true, guys. We all need some help. So if you enjoyed this series, guys, please do me a favor. Click the links below, like, share, and subscribe to the channel, and click the videos. We'll see you back again next week for Bootstrapping Business and Ministry.